Good morning, welcome to my channel. A lot of you have seen me make these and I'm just going to remind you how I did them. I made these as well. And these ones. There's some more, but they've already been put away. Now, what I did is I've already sewn, let me see, 1, 2, I thought there was a 30 somewhere, maybe not. Now, what I actually do, there. Because I find it easier, right, how I do them. I normally just sew around, all the way around to there. So the stitching is still there. So my stitching will more than likely be there because I like that colour in mine. And then what I do, this, it's called Puzzle Saver. What I go around doing, I use them on my journaling cards. Now, I've cheeseclothed around these and sewn around them. I've done nothing much else to them because they need fraying and whatnot. So, what we're going to do is create the rest of them. So there should be 4 pockets, and that'll be the right way up. So I have stuck them down before now, but look, they're so strong now. That thin paper that I use to cut them is so thin, like it will tear real easily. So Puzzle Saver will save it. So please, if you can lay your hands on Puzzle Saver, it is really good. It's got a dobber on it and all. So basically, I get my tickets, make it up, and I try to centre it to the wording, and then I miter the edges by using one of these cards, so that way you're not taking too much, too little. I mean, how many of you have had that problem? You know? And take it to the other side. It don't have to be perfect, but I like to see a balance in mine. Not everybody does. But it looks that much neater. See how it's centred? So, yeah, go around sticking your pages together. You only need 2 if you're using Puzzle Saver. If you're not using Puzzle Saver, I would recommend 3, or use a book that's not as old as this. This is, I think it was 1895 book. So I've sewn around mine because that's what I like to do. I like leaving bits and pieces hanging off mine. So what I'm thinking, we'll decorate the pockets first. And what I actually did is not glue one of the journaling cards, but I still sewed around it because I thought it best if it's, you know what I mean, done really, because you don't want to watch me do this. Plus I like the way the back looks when they're sewn, because I use a lighter colour on the bottom. But it doesn't really matter what colour I used on the bottom. My thing is, it looks better. Now, I didn't trim the excess off these. I don't always do. But because I'm fraying, I need to do that. And basically fraying is just pulling them apart. And they actually comes out really easy, especially if you're using, what do you call it, if you're sewing around them. But if you haven't got a sewing machine, you can still do it. Stitch them, stick them down with your glue. That needs a little bit taken off. I tell you, I make a mess when I do play with scrapbooking or junk journaling. So don't worry, it's only 3:30 in the morning here, so you do get pretty tired, but you can't go back to sleep. You know, it's one of those nights where you're having a sleepless night. So, okay, that's frayed quite a bit. So I get my glue, and I make sure I get it right around, put a little bit in the centre. This is fabric glue, so it will hold anything down. And normally I would have just used a glue stick to actually do that. And that's I'm going to put it there, because I don't know what to do with these. So my thing is, I'll trim the excess down and make sure I've got these in the right way. So that Pastel Savers really made them feel good. So my recommendation is, if you can afford it, get it. Sometimes $2 stores have it, you know what I mean? Like, I bought mine from eBay. It's really hard to get certain things from where we live. We've only got a little craft shop. It's the next town up, which is about 20 minutes. So we don't have one right near our door. As you can tell, I'm going to make a garden themed journal. Well, it's more like a planner as such, I think I'm going to use it as, but anyway, I just thought I really like these prints. They're actually one of Tracy Fox's prints, digitals I should say, but you don't have to use these. You can use magazines. How many good garden magazines or books are there out there with prints? Because this is supposed to be limited supplies. Cheesecloth, look, if you can get your hands on cheesecloth, it's great. Most supermarkets carry it. If you can't get it from a supermarket, try eBay or a fabric store or Amazon. But really, you shouldn't pay more than $2 to $3 for it. So fabric glue comes in handy for a lot of things. Now, like I said, it's deciding what to actually put on them. I pulled out some bits and pieces, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to use them, because it just depends how they look like this. And sometimes things actually look good like this, so I've got to go with it. Because, you know, a garden journal is plain, but we still like our little bling, don't we? Regardless. I wasn't really prepared for this too well. I normally prepare really well, but it's not always the case. You know, you just can't forget. But oh well, it's just me. I hope you enjoy these videos. I'm trying my best to make sure that you get enough limited supplies techniques that you can do your own stuff. Now, what we forgot to do, which I didn't forget really, it's just I sometimes leave things till last. I'm going to fray a bit out of there because I want to be able to see some of that writing, because that's what it's all about. It's just seeing some of the writing, some of your stitching, your threads, but that's what makes them. Okie dokie, just make sure that's really, because fabric glue does give you a bit of time to dry, and as you can see, the tags are dry too. Because, well, these were sewn, but there's a tag there that hasn't. So what I'm thinking, or was thinking, is seeing if brown will go for the bottom. Well, that looks nice actually. So really, it's testing. It's testing to see what goes and making it work for you. I don't often use brown in my journals, so this was just sitting there, and I was lucky enough to get it for about, I think, 25 cents a metre when I bought it. So what I'll do, because I like to have my fraying to the top of it, you know, so it looks nicer. And I better ink, because I'll forget to ink. You don't have to ink, right? I ink because I like to ink. We've got to run with what we like. No, I don't want that to stick to that because I want to fray it. So I am going to use brown because it does look good. So yeah, I just go around finding what I like and actually use it. And look, honestly, thrifting is your best. If you can get to a thrift store nearby, you will always find something to cut up. I'm pretty fortunate. I live near a fabric store and I just wait till the 40% off to buy my laces. Well, these don't often get on special, but once a year I can normally stock up because for some reason they delete their laces and get the new ones and get different ideas and whatnot. So they look good, but not for not inked ones. They actually look really good. Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I went to bed early though. I was in bed by 7:30, so 3:30. I'm up and about, and obviously I wasn't having a good night because I got up at 1 o'clock and I looked at the time and I thought, oh, not again, you know. Wake up early. I got 5 hours sleep, so I'm happy with that. So I'm trying to get, I should actually put the brown down first, but oh well. See, even someone that's not new at this is still learning. One more. And like I said, you can leave them how they are. They're still going to look good. And to me, they're nice. But I like words, so on mine there will be words as such. They actually look really nice with the brown lace. It finishes them off nicely. When you're doing lace, just be mindful not to pull it, or you're going to have a sort of twists in it, you know, and it's not going to look as neat. But I use fabric glue for everything that I need to stitch down. Now, because they need to go in there, I obviously cannot put the brown on them. So I've just got to find something else that's going to go. And like I said, I'll just take a little bit away because I want to see that writing. And I also want to see ink. So we'll ink them. Look, these are so easy peasy to make. Once you get the hang of it, you know, we can't find the topper. And I know I'll put it on here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so I ink well. I always do. Maybe I will cut some of that string out. Gets in the way. And it all depends now whether I'm going to leave them bib at the back or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ink regardless, because I might just use a clip to hold these in my journal, and that way it gives me more room in my journal to write in. And they're very strong with that Puzzle Saver. It's amazing what it actually does. There's other things you can use like Mod Podge, I guess, but that tends to be sticky, especially in humid countries. It gets pretty humid here, so I don't bother using it. And as you see, I'll even use it on my, use the ink, because I want to see colour. And it's actually livened them up. So there's a lot of magazines you can cut. I'll actually pull out a couple that I've got there that I've often used, or books I should say. Books, magazines, whatever. And you can cut out beautiful prints out of them. Now we do these. So this one's got the butterfly. Now I do need to put something to break up the bottom and the top, and decide whether I am putting some ribbon on the top. Honestly, I have so much fun working with my book pages. My only concern was when I first started was, is my Preserve Saver going to save them? So when I use Preserve Saver, I do it both ends. And my suggestion is to do the same, because your paper's going to tear. It's not going to tear now. Ones too while I'm at it. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a long video again, guys. So here we had a lot of heat. It's not as hot now. It actually was pretty cold yesterday, but we had heat for a week, and we had some fires going, and well, we had 5 different fires going actually. It was pretty dangerous, and we still got one fire that's still going pretty strong. So yeah, it was pretty nasty. So you see, I'm just fraying it a little bit because I used too much, but it's better to use too much than too less when you're doing this. And I think this one. And because I'm going to fray, I don't mind roughing this up a bit. Like I said, I do the back, because to me it's really important, because you do see the back when you pull your journaling card out. One more. See, I was not prepared for this video today, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to actually do them so many different ways, and there is so many different ways by changing it to another theme, meaning, you know, we can change things to another theme and whatnot. You know, they actually look good without anything, but I will add something else because I can. And I might add a bit of ribbon. And I'm not going to make it really big like I normally do. I'll get these sharper ones. And I normally just haven't finished with those yet. I'm just going to put one ribbon on one so you can see what I do, and then at least I've completed one in front of you. So all I use a dab of glue for my ribbon. Like I said, they still would look good without being glued down. So I just glue my glue down. You can actually sew it down. I just didn't. But it sticks pretty well, so I'm not stressed. So it's making up my mind what is going to go on the edges of this and this. And I've already decided this. It does look good. So I like to have about that much. And this will finish them off. Plus hold that ribbon down. And I go to the knotted edge carefully. Normally I would wait till the glue dries before I touch that, because I want the glue to firmly hold in place. I mean, don't want to do an arm project and find it's going to come unstuck. That's my opinion anyway. So that's that. And because I'm using that, this is actually quite cheap to buy. I can't remember. I know. I think it was only 25 cents a metre on special, and that was super special. But I know, like, I generally probably spend about $10 per journal for lace, and then I use my stockpile. And you're thinking, why did she sew it? Oh, the reason behind it is because you can see it at the back. If you just had it, things, that's the reason why I sew it. But I try to make sure it's a little bit even, and it is forgiving for a few seconds, your fabric glue, but you need to work fast. There you go. So what we've created is that, and what I normally would do is find some words. So I'll put out a couple of words. I like my words. Everyone that knows me that I like my words. So I'm going to put get happy out of there. I get stay wild. And dream big. I can just see it there. So we'll just get those two for now. Again, I should have had this prepared, but you know, you'll find that when you're doing your journals, you're not always going to be prepared. So again, I need my ink, because without ink I'm nothing, you know. That's how I look at it. Without ink, I am actually nothing, because I like it. Ink the edges really well. And then I just find a spot to put it. And I'll put it there. Now you realise now I can't fray the cheesecloth, but the cheesecloth doesn't really need much fraying at this point. And the journaling card is still sticking down, but I want to dirty up this some more. Now, when you do your book pages, they don't have to be backed to paper, to the old paper. You can actually back them. Your book pages, back them to coffee stain pages. But do you know what? It's much cheaper using an old book, and it looks effective. The stitching looks effective, so that's why I do it. And I might put it there. There. Just put it across. And there's your journaling card completed. And your coin envelope. I think that's what they call them. It doesn't really matter what they call them. The thing is, we know these cards can actually fit into our coin envelopes nicely. And they're very strong. There. But that hasn't got its thing. So maybe we'll give it its own partner. There you go. Thanks for joining me with Craft Along. I hope you learned something. I have to have a laugh because I'm not used to doing this, but I know we all need to learn from somewhere, and I got to thank the YouTubers for teaching me lots of stuff too. Without them, I wouldn't have been able to learn as much as I have. So thank you to all the YouTubers. There's Gail, Nick the Booksmith, there's Tracy Fox, there's Wendy. There's a lot of ladies out there that do YouTube. So my journaling card fits in quite nicely. Now, I can lay it in the book, or I can just clip it at the edge of my page. And I think that looks quite neat. And I don't mind it sitting up a bit showing. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Enjoy this short tutorial. And I'll see if I can come up with some more ideas. It's just basically craft along with me, you know, because a lot of people work and they miss videos and whatnot. So, and I just find different ways of what else you can use in your crafting, you know what I mean? So that's what it means to me. It means to me, I want to give back what I've taken and from what I've been taught as well. Now also, before I forget, these tickets, you know, a lot of times you'll get them in your, or you'll find them in someone's kits and whatnot. They can be used as words too. Once you cut around them and everything, and, well, I'll show you quickly. Once you actually, I do this. So there's always something to learn. There's always little techniques you can use. We forget that we've actually got these bits and pieces in our stash from unused kits or whatever it may be. And see, like if I put it on there, it would have showed up like that. But I'd be very, very careful with my colour choosing. But if I age it more, it still will look good. But you know what I mean? So that's another thing. Don't throw out those tickets. They actually come really, your friend. I chuck nothing away because I know I'm going to use that one stage. So thanks everybody. I hope you have a lovely day, afternoon, wherever you're in the world, and I'll see you on the next craft with me. Bye.